Hey guys, awesome swagg80 here, back with another awesome swagg80's movie review. And in today's awesome swagg80's movie review, we will review the movie The Incredible Hulk by awesome swagg80 that makes the awesome swagg80's movie review for this movie review. Oh my god, this is... yeah. Anyways, yeah, this is a movie review of The Incredible Hulk. I don't really know what to say about this movie. Okay, first of all, this movie is not bad. I wouldn't say it's also great, but I think it's a little bit better than good, you know? I feel like it's on par, or maybe a little bit less than Iron Man 2. It has that level of, I don't know. Throughout like the whole movie, I was like thinking to myself, wow, Marvel has really like they lost their sense of quality over quantity. And this movie is like quality over quantity because they haven't been like putting a lot of movies around that time, you know. It's like one or maybe two movies at max a year during that time. And I don't know like what, but like looking at this movie and then reminiscing about like even the Miss Marvel show that just came out like a few days ago, I'm like Marvel's quality over quantity is like shown here, you know. I mean, it's not like oh my god, look at the quality of this compared to Miss Marvel, you know. Some aspects are not that good, but I don't know. It's just like go back and watch this movie and like think about this movie and compare it to like I know this is a dumb idea asking people to compare The Incredible Hulk, which a majority of people do not like, but I don't know. It's just something about it, just like something special about it, you know. I feel like Marvel wouldn't really put this much thought into the movies and shows that they have nowadays, you know. I don't know. It's something weird. I don't know. But yeah, the actor, what's his name, Edward Norton, in this movie, he does a pretty good job. I mean, not like amazing or anything, but he does what he gotta do. I feel like he's not much of a scientist because you know he's like a scientist that turned into a big, muscular, buff man that gets crazy and all that stuff. He just seems like a normal old Joe. He doesn't feel like a scientist per se, you know. Except for in the beginning when he does like his old sciencey stuff. But apart from that, throughout the whole movie, he lacks scientist, you know. Oh, and also, Liv Tyler, Betty Ross, that's her name. The actress is Liv Tyler. I don't know, something about her. I don't find her like fun to watch. She's always like she's either speaking like this. But Bruce, what are we gonna do? I have to get you across the country. Oh, we need a ride to get across the country. And then in like one or two scenes when she's like screaming at somebody, like in a taxi scene that I was just referencing, she's like, "What is wrong with you? Can't you drive normally?" And then the rest of the movie, she's like, "Hey Bruce, you are pretty big and you're pretty green and you're pretty crazy. I'm scared that you might hit me, and I don't want to file a domestic abuse claim. So if you would really like calm down a bit, the sun's getting real low, you know, like." And that's not just a problem with her. I think it's a problem with the audio mixing of the movie. Like whenever she's like mostly around when they're just like talking, there's no action scenes. And whenever those scenes with no action, it's like the audio is like quiet. Well, not really quiet. If you put the audio at that level where you can hear what they're saying, then when the action scenes come, it's like an actual explosion just blew up right next to your ear, like explosion! Oh my god! Daddy, no, Hulk smash! You know, just like right next to your ear. And if you try to lower the volume so that the explosions don't blast your ear canals, then you won't be able to hear anything, any dialogue that is not action scene. So you have to constantly be lowering and then raising and then lowering the volume every time an action scene comes up. So that's annoying for me. And also annoying, this is not part of the movie, but this is just something I had to deal with. Throughout the whole movie, I bought this, since it's not on Disney Plus, I bought this on my PlayStation, and the quality is so shit, and it kept on lagging. Like, what's the reason, if I bought this movie, what's the reason that I have to wait for it to load and the quality is so bad? Did I not buy this movie for a flipping dipping reason? Reason? Like, what the hell? Like, look at this. Like, bro, what the hell is this? Where'd all the quality go? I downloaded this movie for a reason, so I can have the best quality while not having to wait for loading times. And look how bad this looks. It's just the way looks just like my Android. Like, come on, man. Okay, keeping on the character thing, the Betty Ross's dad, General Thunderbolt Ross. He was okay. He was a fine bad guy, you know, like adversary, not bad guy. He did turn good in the end, you know, he helped the Hulk out. But one scene that I really found like very good that the actor played out, I forgot his name, was when the helicopter was flying and then it got like hit down and then it went straight to the Hulk and his daughter and it exploded and he thought that his daughter died and he was like, Betty, no! Betty, oh my, shiver me timbers, butter my backside, and call me a biscuit, she will, she shucks, she golly, she whiz. You know, I thought his acting right there was, like, really good. It showed that, I felt like he was, like, he, like, actually cared about his daughter. But then in the next scene, when they're, like, talking to her husband, which just got, like, thrown out after she met the Hulk, like, who knows how long he's been with her. Or like she's been with him, and like the second this man comes into your life, you're gonna leave him. I mean, well, he did call the people and snitch on them, but I mean, still, like, and then like once they escape, she tried to like have sex with Bruce Banner, and like I know, but like, come on, I don't know, I feel kind of weird, like this, like, already, like, damn. God damn! Like, how good looking is Bruce Banner? Like, oh, and speaking of which, this is something small. I like how Bruce Banner isn't like super muscular like all Marvel heroes are now. You know, he's a scientist. Supposedly he's a scientist, but you know, he's not gonna be like super jacked or anything, or even have like, he has a bit of muscle definition, but not like you know, like average superhero side character, you know. Average Marvel Cinematic Universe extra is like super jack, like Thor or something. And I like that this scientist character isn't like that buff and anything. Oh, the main bad guy, what's his name? I don't know, Abomination, that guy. I feel like he was a pretty good antagonist throughout the whole movie. He was menacing. He was like worried if he caught up to, I was worried if he caught up to Bruce Banner. Then when he finally got the Abomination stuff, I was like, oh my lord, oh my lord, oh my lordy lord, you know. I mean, his motivation was kind of basic, you know. Oh, more power, I need to be more powerful. I don't know what that came from. He just needs to be more powerful. But in terms of like menacing and like a threat to Bruce Banner and people near him, he was pretty good, you know. At the end, the final action scene, it was good, but at the same time, you know, it's dark, and some points of the CGI was like, you know, not that great. But I thought the action scenes between him and the Hulk were pretty good. Speaking of which, I noticed something while watching this movie twice. I did watch it twice. I watched it once a long time before, and then again recently to make this video. And I saw that the action scenes, like when Bruce Banner first becomes a Hulk in the movie, it like shows him as if he was like a monster. You know, he's in the dark, you can't really see him, and you just hear roar, and then you see people like being killed and everything. Well, not killed, but you know, and it like shows him as if he were a monster. And then in the next action scene, when he has something to fight for, which is Betty Ross, you see him fully, like in the open, fighting for what he wants as a hero. You know, he went from a monster to a hero that's fighting for something that he wants. And then in the end of the movie, with Abomination, he became the monster that's hiding, and people don't really see who or what he is. You only see what he does. And then the Hulk comes as a hero to fight the bad guy at the beginning of the movie. You know, the monster at the beginning of the movie was what he has to fight now. You know, and yeah, Abomination is a typical, oh, good guy but bad. Ooh. But it kind of symbolizes like how he takes control of his Hulk side and uses his Hulk side to defeat the bad side of his Hulk side. You get what I mean, you know. He controls his Hulk. He uses his bad inner demon to defeat the inner demon that's out. Bruce Banner is basically fighting his evil inner demons. He's fighting his outer demons, using his inner demons to fight the outer you get what I mean. And as I said a little bit before, the CGI is pretty good, not gonna lie. Some parts of the action scenes it's kind of iffy, and yeah, they did use a lot of the dark elements, as in like lighting, as in like doing the action scene in the dark to like not do the best CGI, but still it showed up a few times. When I was looking at the final action scene, it kind of reminded me of like those Injustice video games with that level of quality, but a little bit better, of course. And like the transition from Harlem to the little Coliseum or someplace, I don't know. That transition between those two places kind of felt like those transitions from one map to the next map, or is it setting? I don't know. From one location to the other location in the Injustice games, you know. And yeah. This video is like long enough, but I'm trying to say everything I want to say. There's a lot of exposition in this movie, a lot of like info dumps when they're introducing the bad guy, and then when they're talking about who the Hulk is, like the bad guy's like, do we need to kill him? And he's like, well, the Hulk, Bruce Banner is a scientist, and the science of blah 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 blah. He stole government property, blah 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 blah. You know, they expositioning. They're talking about everything, but not really showing us everything that they're supposed to be talking about, which is like kind of boring. Yeah, there's a lot of exposition, and in the beginning of the movie, like the very beginning, the first things you see, it's like a prologue, which is kind of exposition, but also shows you what happened. I don't really know how to feel about that. I mean, if this movie was that origin story, then we wouldn't have all these things that we have right now. But as it is right now, with the origin story being the prologue, we don't really know. I mean, like, we know, but like maybe the general public don't really know who the Hulk is, who Bruce Banner is, and what this is all about, you know. So as a general viewing audience, it would be kind of confusing to them if they don't really know who the Hulk is and what it's doing and everything. So I don't really know about their prologue. I feel like they should have had something like an actual origin story in the movie, not as a prologue, you know. I feel like they needed something like that. Or I don't know. I don't know what they could have done with that, but I didn't really like the initial prologue with this origin story just shown as flashbacks and newspaper clippings. I don't really like that. The story and the plot of the movie is, I don't know, pretty good. Kind of basic, but I feel like this movie is kind of basic also. The story's alright with his, like I said, inner demons and outer demons, and how he's learning to control who and what he is and everything else. All that's pretty good. And yeah, I think the most standout things in this movie is the action scenes. Oh, and the whole Mr. Blue and Mr. Green thing, that's, I don't really know what to talk about that. I mean, I thought I should talk about it because it's part of the movie, but they really just had that to set up a villain that has never shown up ever in the Marvel Cinematic Universe since. So I don't really know what to think or say about that, but yeah, he is a character, a pretty dumb character, pretty egotistical, would you say, character, because he's like super into science, even if it means like a mad scientist or something. But he is kind of cool, not as in like, oh, he's a cool character, but like he's a cool guy because he did help this random stranger who has a disease or gamma thingy, and I don't really know how to feel about that guy. He's anyways, this video is long enough for the Incredible Hulk of all movies. Anyways, putting this movie into the swagg-o-meter, I give the Incredible Hulk movie a 71%. I give the Incredible Hulk a 71%. And that is, I'm pretty sure that's it for Awesome Swagg80's movie review of the Incredible Hulk. This video is way too long than it needed to be, but I just had to let all my thoughts out. And oh, and also there's a lot of plot conveniences, but also the Hulk, I mean not the Hulk, the Bruce Banner, he puts in the work to move the plot along, but I think that equals out, that balances out, but I also need to talk about that. Anyways, yeah, that's it for today's Awesome Swagg80's movie review of the Incredible Hulk. I shall see you guys later. Mandatory kiss on the cheek. Alright, bye. Bye.